Short, sweet, to the point. Both feet. Let's do this. This will require some setup, so bear with me a moment. Some of you remember the video I did a couple episodes ago about the kick mechanic. It's the one I talked about getting booted out of pickup groups for various crimes, including not responding in chat for fast enough for people. Well, since then I've written a few articles on various game sites about the issue because I still feel it's a problem. And time again I keep seeing similar responses from people. If it's a problem getting kicked out of pugs, get your friends together and only play with your friends. I've even been given this same basic advice by Sony's own game masters. If pugs are a problem, make your own league, play with your friends. I will attempt to answer this in a way that won't cause random blood flow from random bodily orifices. First of all, there's the backhanded insinuation of, well, you have no friends, but that might be unintentional, so let's take that off the table for right now. The second one, and there's just no polite way to put this, you're being a fucking geek. There's this wonderful list of 5 geek social fallacies that makes the rounds every once in a while. Now, important to this one are number 4, number 5. Number 4 in a nutshell, all of my friends from interest A should get along with all my friends from interest B because they're all my friends. And number 5 is that all my non-gaming friends should love online gaming because I like it. It doesn't work that way, and you know it. There's crossover, sure, but for example, some of my friends might like snowboarding or paintball or gaming, but maybe not all the above. I mean, my friends like going to the movies and I don't, and besides, I can't expect my friends to all love online gaming, let alone the games that I like. So to say that I should invite them all to join me is unrealistic at best and a sales pitch at worst. And before one of you chuckleheads look at the list and say, you're guilty of number 1, I got an answer for you. Because this is where I live, out here in the real world. Yeah, shocking, I know. But you see, here in the real world, there's this social skill in which you can actually be in the same room and work with people that you just can't stand. It's not about being ostracized, it's about basic human decency. Kind of getting dark out here. But I suppose I should actually address the problem at hand. Mainly, okay, so getting thrown out of pugs, people being kicked out of pugs, this is the problem. So the general suggestion is that I form my own league, guild, or whatever you want to call it, and I just run these instances with just my friends in my own league, and things will be awesome, right? Alright, if that's the case, why the fuck am I playing your MMO? There are a lot of online-friendly multiplayer co-op games out there now, like Left 4 Dead or Heist. They do the whole online playing with your friends thing better than any MMO ever could. So what is it that MMOs bring to the table that you can't get from 4-player co-op online game? It's the first 2 letters. Massively multiplayer. I've kept some weird hours in my life, and there's no guarantee at 3 in the morning my friends are even going to be online, let alone want to play a game. However, I can open a window in an MMO, and usually within minutes, sometimes even seconds, I've got people who want to do the same thing that I want to do, any time of day or night. This is the true advantage of an MMO over a co-op game. The player pool is just simply larger. However, it's clear to me that most players look at this pool as a resource to be used and not as a group of human beings that want to play a game with them. When I see comments like this one, the point is really driven home. It's not about the community, it's about themselves. I want to get things done, not we want to get things done. My time is valuable. Your time? Expendable. And why shouldn't players think this way? I mean, after all, you're sitting alone in a room playing a game by yourself. The characters on the screen are nothing but really intelligent NPCs, so why not act selfishly? It's that disconnect that I've talked about before. Since you can't see people on the other side of the screen, they don't really exist, so there's no reason to assume that they even matter, or have feelings, or get mad after you kick them out after they've invested time and money into finishing the mission with you. And this might be a flaw in my logic, because once again, I come from a background of real-world sports that has a mechanic very much like online pugs. The difference is that, at least in the real world, the game is more important than my ego. If there's somebody on the team that I don't like, or somebody I don't think they're pulling their weight, you deal with it. Online gamers don't have to deal with it, so this might be my only flaw in the logic, but I really don't want to believe that it is. This actually brings me to the whole solution phase, and as much as I understand that I can't change other people's actions, I can make them think about it first. One solution I have is to pay reparations. Simply put, you vote to kick somebody out of the group, you pay a percentage of their total repair cost. Now, hardcore gamers were yelling at me about that, saying, oh, it's not fair, I'm not going to pay somebody's bill if they're AFK or abusive or if they just suck at the game. Well, the idea is to make you use the kick mechanic if it's a dire situation, not because someone's not doing enough DPS for your liking. And, you could always leave too. Just saying. Now, a second solution is something we already do in the real world. Somebody votes to kick, you get to face your accuser and get an explanation. World of Warcraft kinda does something like this, even if it's ignored most of the time. Now, if the reason is unjustified, you have a way that players could dispute it at a player tribunal, similar to what League of Legends does for harassment. This isn't unheard of. A third solution is you keep metrics and find out who wants to do kicks and disband groups the most. You can even put on their character sheet, make it publicly available, like a percentage score of how often they leave an instance or how often they vote to kick or disband group. Over time, you would see a pattern emerge. Biggest one, however, accountability. You see, friends won't kick you out of an instance because they know you're going to actually see them or talk to them again. In the world of online games, anonymity is power, so remove that power. You vote to kick me out, I get to see who you are. I get to talk to you afterwards. I get to hold you accountable for your decision, or if not me, at least someone else. However, the biggest solution is one that I cannot make happen. I can't make people change their attitudes. As long as people see that quitting is worthwhile, they'll keep doing it. Hence this attitude of disbanding groups so the individual can get things done, in spite of hurting the team in the process. You make quitting actually not worth the while, people will finish the mission. Another factor, one of the draws to MMOs, at least for me, has always been the idea of I can meet new people that I wouldn't otherwise meet. Now I'm being told the best way to play MMOs is to play with my friends and stick to my own clique? That just... The other piece of advice that people tell me, they just tell me, oh, all you need to do is find yourself a good guild. Good guild. We'll deal with that next time. I'm done.
Hey, Tiger, are you Oh, wow, he's not happy. He should have done that 80s retro show instead.